For the final assignment, you are going to be looking at land cover for a particular part of the United States. I've given you a link that will bring you to this site. There are going to be a number of steps that you need to take in completing this assignment, but if you follow them closely, you should be fine. The first thing you need to do is choose a part of the United States where there's some sort of interesting landform or land cover variation that might be linked to landforms or to climate, like orographic precipitation, or any of the many things that we've talked about in this class. You're going to have to make a link between what you've learned over the course and how that's affecting the land cover and biomes that you see here. I'm going to choose a part of central Pennsylvania that I know where there are some very distinctive patterns in land cover and the biomes that are there that are directly related to the way that ridges and valleys are formed in this area of tectonic folding. Once you've found an area that you like, you need to go up to this tool here called the Data Download tool and click on that. Once you've clicked on it and it's opened up over here, you should have a little blue dot appear. Click with the blue dot, and then it allows you to make a rectangle over an area that you would like to capture. I'm going to make this rectangle and click on it, and then I'm going to add my email address in here. And in addition to that, I'm going to choose just the land cover and just the 2021 data. That's all that I want. Then I'm going to submit that to download, and it's going to take a while for that data to get to you. Sometimes you'll get it in a few minutes, but you could wait a number of hours to get it. I planned ahead, and so I have already downloaded those data, and I have them sitting as a zipped file on my desktop. So I'm going to take a look at that now. So these are the data that I downloaded. I was emailed a little link, and I clicked on that link, and it gave it to me as a zipped file here. If you have a zip file like that, just right-click on it and say Extract All. And when you extract all, it's going to ask you where you're going to extract it to. And I just extracted it onto my desktop, and then all of these data came up here so that I can look at them. And you'll see that there are a number of files in here, including a picture file and some layered information that you could use in a GIS system, and also a file called a TIFF file. And that's what we're going to want to use in just a little bit in Google Earth. So let's get Google Earth up here. Now I have Google Earth up. I want to do a file and an open like we've done before in this class. But what you're going to see when you do that is you're going to have to search for an image file. And the default when you turn Google Earth on will be a KML file, which of course we're familiar with, the Google Earth file right here. And so if we went to that file now, it wouldn't be there, where there'd be nothing to see. And so you have to go down to this file type here and change it to an images file. And you can see that both TIFF and TIFF are located there. And now this comes up right here. And we can go ahead and we can download that TIFF file just by clicking on it. And it's going to fly us to the overlay location. And then it's going to ask a couple of questions about the size of the file. And what you can just do, which is probably the easiest thing to do, is just to scale the image. And when you scale the image, it will put the image on here, and you'll see that it's perfectly geo-referenced to the lay of the land. And now we can see the very distinct patterns as we turn this layer off and on of ridges and valleys and different land cover that's associated with both of those things. If I were to write my essay now, I'd talk about tectonic folding and how tectonic folding produces these ridges and valleys that we talked about in the early part of the second part of the course, and how that in turn is linked to the types of biomes that grow there, in part because of the way that humans have used the land, but also the underlying geology has helped to create that, and probably the climate has as well. What you will be doing in this assignment, not in addition to just downloading these data and looking at them and interpreting them, is integrating a lot from the course. And that's one of the things that both a study of soils and biomes does for us. It helps us to integrate information that we've learned all over the course of the semester about the atmosphere, about geology, about geomorphology, to help us to interpret the world around us. And so I'd like you to reflect a little bit on that. That will be the scientific portion of this assignment. Go ahead and submit that essay to me, but then send me the TIFF file that you have used on Google Earth so that I can open it up in Google Earth and see that it is properly geo-referenced. So that's all. As always, if you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them.